I think what would be interesting would be to start and look at that journey, that 18-month journey of what you were doing, because I think we'll be able to pull some really tangible takeaways that we can start implementing in our own LinkedIn routine, where you went from 1,000 followers, hadn't built a big brand, to now, in 18 months, one of LinkedIn's top sales voices. So what did that journey look like for you?
The journey was very simple. I was a sales trainer. I was sharing sales tips, maybe selling a bit more than what I should have been, but trying to sell sales tips and get work through LinkedIn. And I had a decent business. It was breaking even, making some profit, but not a huge amount. And then once lockdown happened, within 48 hours, all my clients canceled for the year.
Mm.
My revenue went to zero. And I
Oh,
think because I had a mortgage to pay and because my daughter was in her second year of university, I panicked because I'm like, how do I pay the bills? And how do I help my child out? That's what you're concerned about as a business owner and as a parent.
right.
And I didn't have an answer because my business was only 2 years old at the time.
Mm.
And now, even though I'm only almost 5 years into my business, I feel so much more experienced. I feel like I've been doing this forever. But
Yeah. Oh, it's kind of like dog years, right? In
I
entrepreneur
know,
times.
it's so
So
true. When you're 2 years in, you feel like I'm such a
yeah,
newbie. I know nothing. Now it's only 5 years. Like I know so much.
I'm a
It's
pro.
incredible the difference.
Yep.
And so my clients said we have no money, and I really panicked. And I wrote my second book in lockdown, which protected me for about 2 months and gave me some revenue, but it wasn't enough long term.
Mm,
And then after a few months, my clients approached me saying, "Look, we have no money for sales training, but can you do LinkedIn?"
interesting.
And I'm like, of course I can. So I hired Daniel Disney, of course. I think you and I
Yeah.
both know Daniel.
Mhm.
I hired him. He did a lot of work with me. I did his course. I read his books. I read every LinkedIn book there was going. And I called everybody I knew running a networking event saying, look, right now times are very challenging. I want to teach your delegates virtually how to use LinkedIn. And I would
Mm,
give 5 minute talks, 10 minute talks, 15 minute talks. I must have given about, I've lost count, 45, 50 talks free of charge. But
wow.
what I was doing was I was building my craft. I know how to speak
Yeah.
publicly. I've done that already. But speaking about a brand new subject is much more tricky.
Yeah.
And I think when you do anything new, Elise, it's very important to understand you're starting at the bottom. Don't go in with this. I didn't go in with this attitude that I'm a sales trainer. I shouldn't be doing this, or I know everything. I literally knew nothing. I started at the very beginning. And
Yeah.
you make mistakes. Luckily, because I knew how to speak, I got away with a lot. I know how to present on camera. I know how to raise my voice. I understand tone. Being a public speaker helped massively, of course.
Sure.
At the same time, you're teaching something new for the first time. And the one thing I learned was when you're working with anybody, you must have calls to action, whether it's a networking event, whether it's a virtual talk, or whether it's a live conference. And when you give people action points and things to do at the end of your talk, I find they learn so much more. And
Mm.
learning leads to progress, leads to results. And that's what I'm all about.